What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another dljworks video. Today we are going to be talking about a Wire article that was just released as of today. Today is the 15th, I believe. Last time I checked the date, and this is by Kate O'Neill. Facebook's 10-year challenge is just a harmless meme, right? And to briefly just kind of summarize in a nutshell what this article is talking about, the primary main idea is that Kate O'Neill really points out something interesting that I wasn't even thinking about, because on Facebook I'm seeing people posting, like pictures of them when it's 2019, so it's between like 2018. I mean, not 2018, it's between 2007, 2008, 2009. Not exactly 10 years ago, but they gave it a range. Okay, people are posting pictures of themselves from that time frame up until this point, and a lot of my friends have actually aged pretty well. Okay, so I mean, it's harmless fun at this point in time, right? Well, a key thing that she brings out is that, like, let me go back to the main idea about this that she's talking about is that this information, something that's poised is harmless and just mindless fun, which is that's a whole thing I could rant about. People just always passing stuff off as like, come on, it's just this, or come on, it's just that. It's harmless. People just having fun. You're making a big deal. I could go on a rant about how when people do that, it's annoying. But she brings out a good point in terms of, this being a data collection process for facial recognition progression. And she actually goes on here in a tweet that says, me 10 years ago probably would have played along with the profile picture agent meme going around on Facebook and Instagram. Me now, okay, ponders how all this data could be mined to train facial recognition algorithms on age progression and age recognition. And some other things, key things that she points out. It was another detail too. Let me see if I could find it here. Um, Something about being insurance. Let me see, and I can't find it. I cannot find that detail. But somewhere in this article, and I can't find it right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Um, like most emerging technology, there's a chance of fraught consequences. Age progression could someday factor into insurance assessment in healthcare. For example, if you seem to be aging faster than your cohorts, perhaps you're not a very good insurance risk. You may pay more or be denied coverage. And my conspiracy, old school conspiracy mind, I say old school because I stopped indulging in conspiracy stuff a long time ago, but on some Hitler type ish, um, this is a big problem because Hitler really he fondly believed that minorities, old people, only he had this only the strong will survive mentality, and anybody that wasn't pretty much of the Aryan bloodline lineage, wherever the case may be, because he terminated Jews and stuff, he exterminated them, is weak. We can't. Anybody that's weak is going to be a cancer to society. It's going to bring society down. We will never evolve and emerge in the way that we need to because of all these quote unquote weak people. So that plays hardcore into this whole detail about age progression because there were some clauses back then in the Obama healthcare clause, I believe, and there were some reports too that in the Obamacare Act that and I'm gonna have to actually find these resources. I don't think I'm gonna have time to find them right now, but I do remember something along the lines of saying in a bill that was written that there was a clause for, any old person, that's very sickly, whatever the case may be, just needs to, they can't get coverage. They just need to go ahead and just have their natural causes occur, which is just horrible. So it comes down to like who has the right to dictate and speak things about, you know, society. We're getting to a point now to where we're giving these companies so much power right now at this point in time. That's the point that we're getting to. But anyway, we have to be careful to some of these trends, that's going on social media. Everything is just always presented off, passed off by harmless fun, and that's very Romanistic. That's very the Romans used to treat their civilization just like that, gouge and gorge them with all this entertainment, numb them down to what their real intentions are. So the people will never challenge and ask questions. And if you do, then you're, considered this bigot, you're considered judgmental, it creates this whole lynch mob mentality amongst society to where the people that's in power now, everybody has this, the actual community has this whole, what do you call that mentality? I can't even think of the clinical term for it, but when you're, the people that are abusing you and you have an emotional attachment to them, you feel sorry for them. I can't think of that term right now. That's gonna bother me, but that's where we're going down right now. That's what's happening at this moment in time. So, are you trying to build a custom WordPress website from scratch but don't know where to begin? Get digging into WordPress from that CSS tricks guy Chris Coyer and his partner Jeff Starr. He's made it easy to understand for beginners and pros alike. It's color coded, well organized, and designed. So dig deep into WordPress. Check the link in the description. I just thought this was a very good thing. This is something that we need to be aware of when we have certain things just happen on social media, even with YouTube blacking out as while back as it did, then that was something to keep in mind. Like, why they, after all this time, why did they just have a blackout? Well, these things happen. This technology, anything can happen. No, no, bruh. That was something was behind that. Okay, I don't have the context or the evidence to prove it, but something was behind it. So let me read a couple of more paragraphs here through the Facebook meme. Most people have been helpfully adding that context back in. That is me in 2008 and me in 2018, as well as further inform many cases about where and how this pic was taken. 2008 at university or whatever, taken by Joe. 2018 visiting New York City for this year's such and such event. you know, in other words, thanks to this meme, there's now a large data set of carefully curated photos of people from roughly 10 years ago and now. Mind you, the question should be asked, did I participate in this? No, I was too lazy. I'm not going far back to look for any old pictures. People are actually like doing the work for Facebook. Why do they have to like sit up here and do underhanded stuff? People are willing to volunteer and offer this information free of charge. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm exempt, but this is, it's very alarming. It's very alarming. Um, so yeah, let's read this third paragraph. This is crazy. Of course, not all the dismissive comments in my Twitter mentions were about the pictures being already available. Some critics noted that there was too much crap data to be usable, but data researchers and scientists know how to account for this. As with hashtags that go viral, you can generally place more trust in the validity of data earlier on in a trend or campaign before people begin to participate ironically or attempt to hijack the hashtag for irrelevant purposes. As for bogus pictures, image recognition algorithms are plenty sophisticated enough to pick out a human face. If you upload an image of a cat 10 years ago and now, as one of my friends did adorably, that particular sample will be easy to throw out. So it just concludes that, you know, people are just freely giving information. But to kind of wrap up this video, some key things to take away from this, the when you participate, before you participate in any social media trend that is a meme, is a trending meme of any sort, you need to ask the question: what is this being used for? What's the actual intent? Did somebody that was just a random Facebook bystander create this? Was this put off by one of the Facebook employees? What is the case for this? So questions, everything should be questioned. And now we're getting in a time where people are being offended when you do question something, but things need to be questioned. Okay, we need to have our own minds. That's how we have growth, when we question things, and we're not just taking things, we're not just laying down and just taking things because somebody who has more money and has created this platform is just telling us this is how it is, and that's bad. The connection, another thing I want to leave you with, also consider too, about the facial recognition, what this writer has says, Miss, what was her name, Kate O'Neill, in terms of what she actually said. This facial recognition, it could be a potential threat. Another thing that I want to add to before getting off of here, if people are giving this information off and you're doing a facial recognition, the crazy thing is if you're progressing and you look very healthy, that will be very good evidence, especially consider being an insurance risk. You can actually probably raise your chances. And people who have shown themselves, who telling on themselves and showing that they have poor healthy habits, a lot can be read in these photos. If you're showing that progression, that you look this way in 2008, but now you look like this, they're going to like, well, what happened to you? You have poor health habits, you have poor, um, you something happened to you or a health wish, you got sickly along the lines. Anything can happen. It doesn't tell the whole story, but a lot can be read into that. It's just like when an insurance company for safe drivers, they give you this device to put into your fuse thing or whatever, and that sends out data. Me and my wife actually had this. That sends out data to let them know how safe of a driver that you are and all of that. So that it's kind of the same thing. You're just sending them data to be able to like make a determination for you and then judge you on based on information that you're freely giving them. And that's something that we actually did, thinking that was going to benefit us. And that's how they tell you about the benefits up front, but really they can use that information for future use. Like, remember when you were using this, remember when we collected this data from you? This is what the data had told us about your driving, about what you do, and you have poor habits, you have these basic habits, you have great driving habits. We could trust you, we can. And that's what this is doing. So when we're giving out information, we're freely, we've already been doing it, just participating in social media, but even more still, we have to ask questions when these trends happen. That's going to be pretty much it for this video. As I continue to talk, more thoughts come to me, but I think this is a good spot to end this right here. The article, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description wherever you're watching this video. Thank you guys again for watching. DLJ Works. I'll see y'all in the next video. God bless y'all. Before you leave, go to the description below. Click that show more link to see and use all of the resources that I trust that makes DLJ Works and can easily work for you.